This was a royal baby, and we obtained it from a local man. And it was wrapped up in a very complex, beautiful textile. So that told us automatically that this was someone of nobility. Because of course, nobility are wrapped in fine textiles. Common people are wrapped in just usually plain cotton. So I asked Senior Juan, because I saw the obvious elongated shape, I said, can we open it up and see the skull? He said, no, this belongs to the Ministry of Culture. We can't do that. But after 2 years, he finally decided that he wanted to see, so we got a Peruvian archaeologist to come and professionally unwrapped it, and when we saw it, it had crimson colored hair. So not the black hair of Native Americans, and you can see the size of it. We also had a forensic dentist examine it, and he stated that it probably died, or he or she probably died at 20 months old. And hair experts have looked at the hair, and they tell us that's the natural color of the person. It's not the result of dying or time. This person had genetically cinnamon-colored hair. So that automatically means something interesting was going on 2,000 plus years ago. Again, all the academics will tell you that any elongated skull found anywhere in the world is the result of cranial deformation or head binding. Newborns would be taken, and over the course of 3 years, their heads would slowly be altered in shape in order to achieve a look that would distinguish the nobility from the commoners. And so that's the common thing that you find in different civilizations or societies, usually about 2,000 years ago, to distinguish a noble person from a common person. And these are examples. On the left is a native lady from the Amazon jungle area of Peru, actually close to Machu Picchu. And you can see the baby's head is bound with boards. And the other one has bruising on its forehead as the result of being bound. And then the one in the middle is a lady from the west coast of Canada. And the one on the right is from a group of people called the Flathead Indians, who lived in Washington and Oregon. But they're found in different parts of the world. And these are the standard techniques of head binding that you'll see if you go to any museum that has them on display. Now, the Inca supposedly had elongated heads, and that was described in some of the Spanish chronicles. So the Inca, who were a royal family of people, they were not the general population. They would bind their babies' heads, again, to make them look different from the common people, and again using a stiff piece of wood or something in the front and the back, and slowly altering the shape. But the one on the left is from the Paracas culture of the coast. And to achieve that shape, I've been told by medical professionals, to achieve that dramatic a shape would have killed the baby. It's too much movement of the brain. You're changing the shape of the brain, and in some cases, the cranial volume of the Paracas was 25 to 30% larger than normal, and you can't alter the cranial volume of someone, because the bones are genetically programmed to connect with what are called the suture lines. That's where the calcium carbonate grows, and when they reach each other, they stop. So that creates always the same volume, never larger. So that's another genetic difference. So in different parts of the world, you have the mound builders, you have the Maya, different civilizations in the Andes, the west coast of Canada, Pacific Northwest, the megalithic builders. Relatively recently, skulls were found at Stonehenge of people with elongated heads. And if you've heard of what's called a long barrow, which is a burial in England, the long barrow, or in the long barrows, they found people with elongated skulls, and in the round barrows are normal people. So special burial ceremony for this very special class of people. And then possibly in Egypt, definitely in Europe. Attila the Hun had an elongated skull, as well as into Melanesia. But again, most commonly about 2,000 years ago, and the practice died out in the 20th century due to pressure from different governments.